This is your complete guide to the Oval Cricket Ground in London. How to get here, what you'll see on a stadium tour, where to buy tickets to an actual cricket match, and how to have the best time of your life at one of the most famous cricket grounds in the world. Welcome to the Oval. Also known as the Kennington Oval and the Kia Oval for sponsorship reasons, this is the other historic cricket ground located in London. It's the venue for many England international cricket matches. The last test match of the season is always played here, and it's also home to Surrey County Cricket Club, one of the most successful county sides in the country. This ground has witnessed some of the most amazing moments, not just in cricket history, but in sports history. The first ever England Rugby Union home game was played here. Football's FA Cup final was traditionally played here. It's even hosted a plethora of other sports and concerts. Whilst it might not be as famous as the other cricket ground across the city, which I also made a video of, it's certainly more interesting. Follow me and I'll show you what to expect. Once you leave the nearest tube station, it's literally 200 metres in front of you. You'll come across the Hobbs Gates. This is known as the pavilion end with this fantastic brick exterior, and is the entrance for the members and your entrance for the stadium tours. If you've arrived early and you have some time before the tour, go around some of the other gates and you'll see some cool artwork on display. This one makes me sad. He died earlier this year. Rest in peace, Thorpe, rest in peace. Once you've checked in at the security gates, the tour starts from reception. This is Mike, a lifelong fan of Surrey County Cricket Club, and he's doing the tour today. The only other person on the tour is Rick, all the way from Australia. It's nice to see hardcore fans on my stadium tours. Right off the bat, no pun intended, there's so many interesting things to look at around reception. Game-used memorabilia, trophies, and you'll get a short history lesson of the importance of Jack Hobbs, and why he's still regarded as the greatest batsman in English cricket history. You'll learn why Surrey has the emblem of the Prince of Wales as its logo, and all these boards make it seem like you're in the Cricket's Hall of Fame. These are legendary players that have performed brilliantly here, and some of their blazers are on display. As you're walking through the pavilion end, it's all very Victorian in here, and I quite like it. You'll come across the committee room, where the Surrey committee meets, and it leads right out onto the pavilion, with this stunning view of the ground. I do love being able to see the London skyline, and don't be surprised when you come here if you see the players practicing on the field, and the workers trying to get the pitch ready in the background. From the pavilion stands, it's all very picturesque, with rows of old-style white chairs and the traditional architecture. It's very retro, and it reminds you of much simpler times. Back inside and down the old staircases, the Oval has a long room very similar to the one at Lord's. Traditionally, the members would clap players on and off the field from here, but because they've moved the dressing rooms, that doesn't happen anymore these days. But the long room itself is ornate, and the paintings on the wall tell some amazing stories. The most amazing part of the tour is the museum, and what a museum it is! Some of the most important artefacts in world cricket are here. The first ever cricket bat, famous game-used balls, stumps, player-worn gear, jerseys, and random stuff from other sports. You can try on a batting helmet if you want to, and overall, it's a cricket fan's dream. The museum even has its own library, just in case you want to read every edition of Wisden, browse through ancient cricket books, or look at more memorabilia. It's super cool, and it's usually available to just the members. You'll come across the famous Bradman doors, named after Australian legend Donald Bradman. These are the doors he walked out of for his last ever game, and many fans know the story behind his last ever at-bat. The members bar, known as the Ali Brown bar, commemorates his world record score of 268 runs in an innings. As you're walking around the stadium, there's interesting stuff to look at everywhere. But eventually, you'll walk out onto pitch side, where you get up-close views of the players taking batting practice. And it's down here that you appreciate the sheer amount of work that goes into keeping this famous pitch pristine. Yoink, I'll take one of those. As you walk past the bell, you'll follow the path the players use to get to their dressing rooms. Look back and you'll have this amazing view of the ground. Because the home team is technically here, we can't go inside their dressing room. So this is the away dressing room. And even though the facilities in here seem quite Spartan, you'll notice some of the most famous players in cricket's history have signed these walls. It's a staggering amount of legendary players that have played here and used this dressing room. It's now time to walk around to the JM Finn stand, one of the newer parts of the stadium, and it's the complete opposite to the pavilion. It's modern, bright and full of technology. The best place to go is the roof terrace, complete with faux grass floors, gorgeous views of the skyline, amazing hospitality facilities, and this rather amazing view. If you manage to get hospitality tickets up here, it certainly comes recommended. The radio studio, which is this small box with a fantastic view of the pitch, and this, the Sky Sports studio, are a lot smaller than you think. I bet this is no bigger than your living room, even though it looks massive on TV. And it's cool to see some of the behind the scenes stuff that goes on in a cricket match broadcast. Down the stairs we go into the Sydney Pardon press box. This is where newspapers and other members of the press report on the match, from their own dedicated bays and giant windows that block the glare from the sun. It's a very green cricket ground. There's plenty of foliage that decorates the exterior, and there's enough beer here to keep everyone happy. The last part of the tour is the Galadari stand, and as you walk past a picture of Bella the elephant, take a lift up to the top floor, where you'll get that famous stereotypical photo over the oval, and of the London skyline behind it. From here, you'll also be able to see the old giant gas holder, which are currently being converted into apartments, and the floodlights, which will probably give you a nice tan in about 10 seconds. The tour finishes here at the Surrey County Cricket Club store, where you can buy Surrey or England merchandise, and it's a good place to pick up a souvenir or two. If you want to go to a Surrey County game, tickets are really easy to come by and good value for money. You can spend all day watching cricket in this lovely ground for just £15. It's probably the best value sporting entertainment in the city, and a great way to spend a summer's day. If you can afford hospitality tickets here, the food and service are definitely first class. Overall, a tour of the Oval or a match day here comes highly recommended. And if you are a cricket fan visiting London, this is definitely worth a few hours of your time to explore. Okay Nin, I'm sold. What do I need to do? Well, you need to come to the Kennington Oval. It's located south of central London, and the nearest tube station is Oval, which is 200 metres south of the Hobbs Gates. Alternatively, use Vauxhall Station to the northwest of the ground, especially if you're coming in from outside central London on national rail services. The cost to do the tour is £20, and considering how much stuff you get to see and how much time you get to spend walking around the place, in my opinion, it's better value for money than the tour at Lord's. Tours last approximately 90 minutes and is well worth doing if you're a cricket fan. Match tickets here at the Oval start from just £15, with England internationals varying in price. So it's fantastic value to watch cricket here all day in this lovely stadium. To book any tour or match tickets, go to the Surrey County Cricket Club website and follow the instructions there. Is there anything else I need to know? Yes. The times for the tours are usually 11 AM and 2 PM Thursday through Sunday, and 11 AM only on all other days. But always check the website for availability before deciding to come. Taking photos and videos is generally fine, but do ask permission if you're using it for commercial or digital reasons like me. Special thanks to Mike, who was amazing and did an outstanding job presenting the tour. And my brother from another mother, Rick, who's a fantastic guy and is probably out watching cricket somewhere. I hope this inspires you to visit the Oval. And if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like and share to your social pages. Tweet at me with more suggestions, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh dear.